This is a nice reminder to silence. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, it's about time if you guys would have a seat. And please make sure your cell phones are on silent or vibrate. Closer to the mic. We're about ready to start. Make sure your cell phones are silenced, and we appreciate seeing everyone here this morning.
You have the power. Good morning.
Good morning.
Shana Tova. Those of you that were here last night, thank you so much for coming back again this morning. If you weren't here last night, I wasn't taking roll, so it's okay. I do expect that we will have people walking into the service probably up until about 12:30 when the service is over, because Jews. That's just kind of the way that we roll. I'd like to say that this microphone is not very loud, so if you have a part in the service, a reading, I'm going to pull this microphone over here, and I ask that you use this one instead and hold it up close to your mouth so people can actually hear you. You can't hear me now? Well, it's not on. You must be part of the logic police. My wife likes that. She likes logic. You guys should talk after the service. She likes to remind me when things are off. We begin our service this morning on page 109. I have awakened again, and I give thanks. Before me, the blessing of this day, a feast of choices and possibilities. And the breath within me says, great is your faithfulness. You offer me another chance. You offer me life. This day I am created to create this day. Turn the page. Page 112. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, supreme power of the universe. You sanctify our lives with mitzvot and give us the sacred obligation of learning and living Torah. V'ha'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu. Ufi amcha beit Yisrael, v'nehiyeh anachnu v'tze'atze'enu, v'tze'atze'e amcha beit Yisrael, kulanu yodei shemecha, v'lomdei toratcha lishma. Baruch atah Adonai, hamalamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai, who instructs your people Israel in the ways of Torah. I'd like to invite Amy Schwartz to read on page 119.
Everyone must have two pockets. In the right pocket, one should place the words, "For my sake was the world created." And in the left, "I am but dust and ashes." This saying depicts two contradictory visions of the creation. According to one, the individual is the crown of creation. According to the other, humanity is dust and ashes. Many people believe that Rabbi Simcha draws a continuum between the two visions and calls on us to strike a balance between the two extremes. Reach into the proper pocket when needed. But we might take Rabbi Simcha's words as a warning. Both statements caution us against equally dangerous attitudes. Both are indicators of an incomplete self and are laced with a narcissistic thread. And "it's all about me" stance often reflects a sense of worthlessness. Instead of reaching into either pocket, instead of pampering one's ego or denying it, we are challenged to use the ego carefully. What other warnings should we keep in our pockets during this season of Teshuvah?
Page 122. Page 125. For those who cannot rise, it is written in our blessings, "Your great power lifts up the fallen." But what of those who cannot stand up? The Hebrew letter Vav appears in the word sokef, lift up. Vav is also a connection word meaning and. It signifies the link between heaven and earth, between human and divine. Those who stand up straight align themselves with heaven, signifying their aspiration to stretch upward and fulfill their highest potential. Yet, the letter Vav appears also in the word kifufim, the fallen or the bent. Those whose bodies cannot rise possess the same divine essence, the same potential. Despite their physical limitations, they can rise within, in their hearts and in their minds. We continue on page 129. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. May it be your will, Adonai, our God and God of our ancestors, that we discipline ourselves in Torah and devote ourselves to mitzvot. Help us to keep far from sin, to master temptation, and to avoid falling under its spell. May our darker passions not rule us, nor evil companions lead us astray. Rather, strengthen in us the voice of conscience, prompt us to deeds of goodness, and bend our every impulse to your service. Today and every day, let us be gracious, loving, and compassionate in your eyes and in the eyes of all humanity. Baruch atah Adonai, Gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose love for the people Israel is revealed in acts of goodness. Page 132. We will do the Ashrei responsively. Ashrei yoshvei veitecha, od yehalelucha, Selah. Tehillah leDavid, aramimcha Elohai hamelech, v'avracha shimcha leolam va'ed. Gadol Adonai umhula me'od, v'lig dulato ein cheker. Hadar kavod hodecha, v'divrei nifleotecha asicha. Zecher rav tuvcha yabiyu, v'sid kadcha yiranenu. Tov Adonai lakol, v'rachamav al kol ma'asav. Kavod malchutecha yomeru, ugvuratecha yidaberu. Malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha b'chol dor vador. Einei kol yelecha yesaberu, ve'ata noten lahem et ochlam be'ito. Tzadik Adonai b'chol derachav, ve'chasid b'chol ma'asav. Retzon yireyav ya'aseh, ve'et shavatam yishma v'yoshiem. Tehillat Adonai yedaber pi, v'yivarech kol basar shem kodsho le'olam va'ed, v'anachnu nivarech ya, me'ata v'yad olam, hallelujah. Page 135.
Start that again. I can't hear you.
We turn to page 136, and potentially for the first time in the history of this congregation, and hopefully, God willing, never to occur again, we have a one-handed shofar blower. Please rise. And we read responsively. Blessed are we, blessed our gathering, as we open our hearts to the voice of the shofar. Blessed are we, held close by ancient sound that echoes l'dor vador from generation to generation. Blessed are we who hear in these blasts of sound the voice of community. Holy is this gift of community. Blessed the act of belonging. Shema Yisrael, HaKedusha, Shofa'at, Bakol, Alfei, Ravava, Paneha, Melo, Olam, Shechinata, HaKol Echad. Hear, O Israel, the divine abounds everywhere and dwells in everything. Its faces are infinite. Its source suffuses all. The many are one. Tekiah. Shvarim Teruah. Tekiah. Blessed is the soul-reaching sound of the shofar. It proclaims the purpose of this day. Blessed is community, source of joy, solace, and strength to every living soul. Please be seated. Great job. He's so funny. He's so funny. He's the one that put out that hand. I know that you just sat down, but please rise again on page 141 for Reader's Kaddish. 141. Yitkada v'yitkada shmei Rabbah v'yamad divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agah